All right, here we go. It's the Black Buffet. We back. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, dog?
What's good, man? Y'all burning up, man.
Oh, boy, I'm waiting for you.
You waiting for me?
Ooh, I'm trying not to get my water cut off. That's all.
Greetings, gentlemen.
We gonna clip your ass.
All right, man.
All
All right, calm down. We got a special guest in the room.
That bitch say calm down.
Yeah.
Let's not talking about... Okay.
Man, not erectile, like calm down. Like, this man just saying like calm down. Not
I ain't
like,
even gonna say nothing. But go ahead and introduce the boy.
All right. We got Jabari Arns.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. How y'all doing?
good,
Good, brother.
Going good. What's
Irons,
up?
though, that's a strong ass name, though. Iron, like
Yeah.
Iron Man, I beat you up.
So you the man of steel.
Man of Steel, like
You see
the Black
front of that
Superman.
shit.
Man,
Yeah.
the Black Superman though with the dread.
What you got for old Bar, man? The
All right.
wrestler.
So tell us where you from, man.
Born and raised right here in Fort Myers, Florida.
All right.
Later.
So what high school you went to?
I graduated at Lehigh Senior High
Lightning
School,
bolt.
2013.
Man, like
All right. So after that, you went to was it Ohio first?
Yeah, so right out of high school, I accepted a wrestling scholarship to Ohio Valley University. It was a small D2.
Okay.
How long you did that?
I did 2 years there.
2 years though?
Yeah.
All right, and then you transferred to Georgia?
I actually went a couple places. So I left there and then I went to a school in Georgia. It was a D2 as well. But, you know, it was kind of like rough at the time. Like every possible thing that could have been wrong, like in life was like pretty much going on in that time. So then, you know, a couple of things happened at the school. It was just best for me to go home. So I came home for like a semester, and then a coach that was recruiting me in Iowa, like right out of high school, I hit him up because like I was at home and starting to, you know, become a part of the environment, and I ain't wanting that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, in order to keep myself out of trouble, I started calling coaches, and I was like, hey, you know, I was like, I remember like you was recruiting me. I was like, you know, y'all rank number 3 in the nation right now. Even though I don't got no JUCO eligibility, like, would you be able to help me, like, with recruiting?
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I mean, like he a real stand-up dude. So he was like, come on in. I got a 197 pounder who's supposed to be like, you know, placing top in the nation this year. You can come in and be his partner. So that's what I did. I went up there for a semester. He ended up placing 3rd, like, and that, I mean, that was pretty good, 3rd in the nation.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I mean, he was good. I mean, I was better, but
Yeah, still sharp as steel.
Right. So like it was a good opportunity. So then he set me up with a few schools, and then from there I just kind of made the decision where I wanted to go, and that's where I ended up in Georgia at Broome Parker.
Snaps. Okay.
Okay. So you decided that football wasn't the route in high school?
So I had offers to do both of them, to play football and to participate in wrestling. But like my viewpoints about like the way the football system set up versus the wrestling system, I just kind of like drifted towards wrestling. Like both of them was my passion. Like everybody used to always ask, oh, what you like better, football or wrestling? And like I could never choose, because like football, like it's a part of the culture. Like you come up doing that.
Right.
And then it's like with wrestling, it's like you can get out everything that you want to do. Not only that, but like we used to get unnecessary roughness in football.
Yeah.
It ain't no unnecessary roughness.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely
in
crossface
wrestling.
the bitch.
So crossface, you can pick them up, slam them right on their head. You could do whatever you want to. And it was like wrestling made me an even better football player. So it was like it was real hard to choose between the two. But what really like kind of helped me make that decision, number one, it was like I only started wrestling. I was a sophomore in high school, and that was the end of wrestling, the end of my sophomore year. So it was like I'm beating kids that have been doing this since they was 4, 5 years old, and I'm getting attention. I'm getting scholarships, and it's like, how good can I actually be? I've been doing this for 2 years.
Right.
So it's like I've been playing football since I was a kid. So it's like, how good can you actually be? So I started thinking about that, and then like what really kind of like put it in perspective for me, we had like scouts coming, like, let me take it back, even junior year. Everybody around me was getting offers and was getting letters, and I wasn't getting anything. And I'm just like, I'm the leading like tackler on this team. Like I'm leading this team in just about every defensive stat you can come up with.
Right.
And it's like, how come this guy who's trash is getting offers. And one thing, like a coach, I asked him, and one thing a coach told me, he said that you can't coach size, but you can coach football.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, that's crazy. so he said
that.
They want in football. They look at positions by size. They don't necessarily care about your skill.
Exactly.
They're more inclined to take the guy that's bigger because they think they can build him into someone like him. Which
facts.
no, you can't teach talent.
Can't get you big, but I can teach him to be like you though. Pretty much.
So like one thing is like we had kids who was absolute garbage, but they was tall for their position and they had to wait for their position. So it's like I would rather take a kid that's 6'2" and play linebacker because he can fill a hole and he can see over the lineman and he can, his wingspan.
Right.
But it's like you wouldn't take somebody who's ranked top 20 in the state for tackles or for defensive touchdowns just because of a height, maybe an inch or two shorter. So it was like come senior year, I had coaches coming down from like Northern Iowa, Jacksonville University, FAU hit me up after the All-Star game. But it's like, those coaches would come all the way down and say, oh, we love your highlight tape, this and that. But the last thing they would do is they would end it off with and say, but if only you were a couple inches taller. And they were like, we got 3 picks for each position this year. And it was like, we're going to offer the first 3. And if one of these guys doesn't accept the offer, then you're number 4 on the list. So it was like, whatever I do, I want to be the best at it. Right. Like I don't care if it's brushing my teeth. Like I want to be the best teeth brusher. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just like, I felt like, how can I be the best at a sport and I can get to the highest level if y'all already limiting me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they was like, oh, we're going to have to, and these are backer coaches, and they were like, I played linebacker, I was All-American, and they were like, you're a couple inches shorter. And he was like, I'm going to take your film and give it to my strong safety coach, or I'm going to take your film and give it to my nickelback coach. And it's like, bro, I don't got no coverage. Like, like my hips, my hips ain't good. Yeah. So I'm just like, bro, you're not, like, I'm not okay with y'all changing my position. Like, y'all came here because I had talent and I can produce the stats. So why are you limiting me? And I'm just like, and this is only college. Like, imagine, like
NFL.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, if I would have had a pro day, then what? Yeah. They would have been looking at my height and saying, well, he's undersized, but he runs a good 40. But it's like, nah, like I'm not gonna let nobody limit me.
But do you not think in the NFL league now that they wouldn't utilize you now? Like, I mean, that was, come on, bro. Yeah. Talking about right now, bro. We see a lot of first. Yeah,
I mean, I think these days it's a little bit different. You got more like dynamics with speed and size, but like back then, it's 2013. Like the only ones you really had, I mean, Ray Lewis, but he 5'11". I'm like 5'9.5", like 5'10", depending on what shoes I wear. Right. But it's like it was really only a couple. It was really only a couple like small linebackers. But like I like to look at the big picture, because I'm just like, if the NFL is my goal and you're limiting me before I even get a one snap in college,
I'm gonna get there.
Exactly. And but it's like with wrestling, I done seen people with no legs. I done seen people with one arm, with no hand. Like literally, there's an Alabama state champ. The man had nubs for arms, nubs for legs. 4-time state champ. Well, I think 3-time state champ. Oh. And it's just like, I was at Nationals. I seen a kid with one arm beat a wrestler from Naples who was like real good, like ranked in the nation.
Where he was from?
Naples.
Oh,
yeah, and
he got beat from Naples.
well, like
hold on. No, man, let the man finish, man.
The one who lost was from Naples. Right. But like we was at a national tournament. Yeah. So it's like you got NCAA D1 national champions with one leg or no hand, or it's like it don't matter what your disability is. You could like, bro, I done seen people with autism or like any type of learning disability, and it's like can't nobody tell you can't do it. It's like whatever you decide to put in, you gonna get out of it. Right. So it's like I'd rather bet on myself rather than having somebody be like, nah, you too small. Right. Like, because that's uncontrollable. I can't control that.
In 2013, who was the best school in wrestling?
Around here,
yes,
Riverdale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he thought it was Naples.
Oh no, because I mean, if you asked him a couple years before,
I went Riverdale.
If you asked him a couple years before, the state championships for heavyweight was Laley and Palmetto, if I'm not mistaken.
Palmetto Ridge is always good.
That's from Naples, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's all I was asking.
But like,
you said 2013.
Riverdale is like always the best team around here, just because they got like a good system.
Oh, and he's talking about around here. We ain't even talking about Collier County. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, if you want to talk about like Southwest Florida, it's Riverdale and Palmetto Ridge, and then that's in Naples.
Okay,
but yeah,
that's all I wanted. Thank you. I appreciate that information.
2013.
That's one loss.
You know what I'm saying? You asked for the year, you lost.
What you had with the school?
I graduated from Lely.
Okay,
and I graduated in 2020.
Lely was good. Lely was good.
I tore my ACL before state, so I'm not worried about it.
No, Lely was good.
Yeah.
All right. So after you left Iowa and you decided to go back to Georgia, is that when the tragedy happened?
No. So I did a year and a half there. First year was straight. I had the red shirt because of the transfer. I red shirted the first semester, and then the second semester, I'm undefeated all season. Fractured my ribs. Probably like 3 weeks before postseason. I'm ranked in the nation, undefeated in the NAIA, and had a little falling out with my coach because I'm just like he's like, oh, you better wrestle, like threatening my scholarship like through text, and it was to the point to where I'm like, he was denying me medical attention, saying like, oh, he said, have you seen a doctor or whatever? And I was like, I'm going today. He was like, don't go see a doctor because they're gonna tell you can't wrestle. And if you can't wrestle, you know what's gonna happen to your scholarship. So I'm just like, you can't deny an athlete medical attention. So like I pretty much told him, I'm just like, bro, I'm the second highest paid athlete at this school, and you think I'm being soft? Like I got fractured ribs, and I'm telling him, I'm like, look, give me 3 weeks. Because like regionals coming up, nationals coming up in 3 weeks. And I'm just like, bro, you want me to wrestle all these team versus team like events? And I'm just like, who cares about that? Oh, but you're gonna lose your ranking. And I'm just like, I don't care about no ranking. Like when we get to the regionals and nationals, I'm gonna beat everybody regardless. Right. So it's like ranking it never meant nothing to me. It just a bullseye on your back.
Yeah, right.
So I pretty much, I was like, look, I said, give me 3 weeks. And like, I'm gonna make you look good. Like I'm gonna win nationals, and that's gonna make you look good. Rather than, I told him, I was like, you pretty much saying screw me, because even though I'm gonna wrestle these next 3-4 matches,
come regionals and everything, I'm
gonna be hurt. Yeah, but like I'm still not gonna be healed, bro.
Healed.
Like it's to the point I couldn't even bend down and touch my shoes, like tie my shoes, without my ribs like folding under each other. So it's like I couldn't even practice. And I did wrestle 2 matches, and like normally I'll beat everybody. Like in wrestling, it's called a tech. If you tech somebody, you beat them by 15 points.
I know what you're talking
so
about,
bad that like they stop the match. So like I would tech and pin everybody, but it's like, I wrestled 2 matches when I was hurt. And like I might have won 1-2, 1-3, because it was like I couldn't do nothing.
Right.
So I was literally just out there wasting time, and I wait till the last 3 seconds. I wait till the last 3 seconds and go ahead. Yeah, because it's like if I try to do this, I'm gonna get hurt. So I was out there literally just stalling. Last couple of seconds of the match, I hit a takedown and win. And it was like I pretty much told him, I'm just like, bro, I was like, at this point, like I'm not gonna wrestle for you. I was like, I done wrestled with the world team. I done trained with Olympians. I done beat world team members. I was like, I don't need you. Like I can do this on my own. So I quit. And then about 2 months later, track and field season came. So I'm just like, dang, like if my scholarship going, like what I'm gonna do? So somebody reached out to me on the team. It wasn't a lunchroom, and it was like, hey, our coach looking for track and field athletes, and we need somebody to do the field events. And I was like, okay, give me your coaching number. So a few days later, I went out there, tried out. He was like, okay, this your tryout for shot put. And he was like, okay, like your numbers are good. I ended up going to nationals, bro. I ended up winning. Did I win conference? I got second in conference. I ended up going to nationals, and I think I missed like All-American at nationals by like a couple inches. And it was like, I never did shot put in my life, but it's just like, to answer your question, that was like the first year. And then the incident happened like November of my second year there.
Oh shit. Damn.
That's wild as fuck.
All right. So you ended up transferring to FGCU after that and starting over?
Yeah, so like one thing about me, like when I went, because I had already transferred a couple times. So when I went to the campus in Georgia, I said like I'm not leaving this campus unless I got a piece of paper that say I got a degree. So it's like I didn't care what happened. Like a lot of people was telling me, like I had coaches back home who was involved in legal work, and I showed him the text messages, and he was like, you got two options. You could wrestle while you're hurt, or I can help you with the process of filing a lawsuit. And I'm just like, I would surely like to get paid.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I'm going to leave without a championship.
Yeah.
Without a scholarship.
Without a degree.
And then I'm going to leave without a scholarship. And those was like my two goals. Win nationals, get a degree. So it's just like,
No degree.
so it's like, I can, get some money out of it, but then I'm going to go back home and I'm going to be broke. And then I'm going to have a bunch of money. And if I try to wrestle for somebody else, they're going to say, nah, he like to press lawsuits on school, so we don't want him near us. So, you know what I'm saying? So like, bro, I think about everything before I do it. So, so once I got my, they was telling me come home even when I like quit the team. But then I got, I regained my scholarship. He covered everything. Track and field coach covered everything that I was getting. So like it was a huge blessing. And then when the incident happened, everybody's saying go home, go home. But I'm just like, go home to what? Like I'm staying on my sister's couch.
Yeah.
Like my daddy said, you can't stay here no more once you left. Like I don't got no room. So it's just like, go home to what? Like, go home. Like go home to what?
You ain't got nothing there.
It ain't nothing here. So I'm just like, nah, I'm not leaving without no degree. Because like that degree is gonna be what's gonna provide me with a job. Like, and like, I could have did something else and worked my way up the ranks, but it's like, I already knew what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to be in the school system teaching. So it's just like, I
need that degree, boy.
Yeah,
you need that degree.
So I told myself like I'm not leaving this campus. I don't care what happened. I'm not leaving this campus without a degree. So I stayed, and once I got my degree, then I came home and I started working, and that's when I transferred to FGCU.
Okay. So I see when you were at FGCU, you actually won a national championship while you were there.
Yeah,
and they actually helped you achieve your bachelor's.
Yep. So 2019 is when I won nationals, and it was hard work. It was a lot more work than when I was like on any other campus, because it was like, they had a team, but it was like I'm working a full-time job now. I'm coaching a high school at the same time, and then I'm going to an MMA gym and I'm working with Nico Price. So it's just like, so it's just like I'm involved in way like more. So it's harder. Like when I was on campus, a full-time student, like wrestling was my job. You just go to class, you go to wrestling, you eat in a buffet. Like it's a buffet style, lunch or whatever. So it's just like I ain't have a lot of responsibilities, but it was a lot tougher, like to be able to like win national. I was practicing like 3 times a day. I had to, just to like stay in shape and like. But I ended up winning nationals in 2019, and then just this past April, 2021, is when I graduated from FGCU.
What?
So,
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man.
I know it meant more though, man. It's just winning national after so many coaches just fuck you over, bro. And just imagine if one of them there though, man. Fuck that man. Like, to hell to all the coaches, but just imagine if they was there, bro. Like, and see you win that, bro. Like, come on, man.
Well, like, I mean, it was really only one coach that like I fell out with. All the other ones, it was like I left because I wanted a better program. Like I would outgrow my environment fast, and it's like if you're the best one in the room, you don't want to be there because like who's gonna push you? Like who's gonna make you better? And like, I mean, I was in like my mindset wasn't like as mature, or I didn't have a lot of guidance at the time, because people would say stuff like, oh, if you transfer, your credits might not transfer over. But I didn't know a lot about that. And like even I talked to the advisors and they would say, yeah, we accept all your credits, but they wouldn't say things like all of your credits will transfer directly to a degree. Some of them was just going as electives, so it was like I was starting over every time. But it's like, if I would have known what I knew now, I probably would have just thugged it out It stayed, but it's like, I mean, I had goals that I wanted to meet, and I wasn't trying to like, settle. So like that's the main reason that I was transferring, was I just wanted to meet my goals, really.
Right.
Yeah.
So it seems like because in every situation you had, it seemed like you had great coaches. And coaches that would push you, with the exception of that one asshole. So is that the reason why you started Iron Elite Wrestling Club?
Yeah. So one coach that like really like kind of put it in my head. So like even before I even graduated high school, like I kind of like had a blueprint about like what I wanted to do. I wanted to win a championship, graduate college, and I wanted to coach college. And then I said, okay, once you're done coaching college, go back to Lee County, be a teacher, coach for a high school. And like, that's all I wanted to do. But my sophomore year in college, I ran into a coach. He was like a Russian national champion. He beat quite a few Olympians who's like, top dogs in America. But it's like, I ran into him, and, and like the way I even figured out like who he was, I'm practicing with one of my teammates at the time, and he doing all these crazy moves. And I'm just like, yo.
Why is he showing off?
Well, really, it's just me and him in the wrestling. It's like 6 a.m. But he doing these moves, and like, I'm talking about just throwing me right on my head, on my back, and like nobody ever did that to me. And I'm just like, but as I'm like laying on my back, it's like a flashback is in my mind. And I said, I'm like, bro, where did you learn this? I was like, I watched a video when I was in like 10th grade of this Russian dude doing this. Like, I was like, my high school coach gave me a video of this Russian dude doing this on video. He was like, that's my coach. And I'm like, bro, you lying. I'm like, bro, this man, like, this is a Russian video. He was like, that's my coach. And I'm like, bro, you lying. And he said, okay, was he wearing an Ohio State t-shirt? I said, yeah. Was he in Ohio State room? Yeah. Was it 2 guys and they were doing this and I was like, yeah. He was like, that's my coach. So, his name Iran, and he got his own like training center in Ohio, but I didn't have access to him. But the head coach from Ohio State University, I met him my senior year of high school, and he told me, he was like, the first thing he said to me was like, oh, I heard you committed already to, a D2 school in Ohio. And I'm like, yeah. And I met him at a wrestling camp. And he said, oh, if you All-American your freshman year, I got a scholarship for you. And he gave me his phone number.
Oh, shit.
So I missed nationals by like a match my freshman year. I'm sad. So I called him. I'm like, bro, I ain't make it to nationals, but I'm like, I just want to get better. Like, can I come train with y'all? He says, yeah. And then I find out my friend live in Columbus, Ohio, where Ohio State at. So my friends say, oh, you can stay with me this summer and go to Ohio State. So I'm doing that. I'm staying with him going to Ohio State. He introduced me to his Russian coach, Miran. And first thing Miran says to me, he was like, hey, how you doing? I hear you're Nick's best friend, this and that. And he was like, I would love to have you train here. But he was like, I don't let anybody train here. He was like, I got Olympians, world team members. I got 3-time D1 All-Americans trying to train here. He was like, I don't let anybody train here. He was like, I love to have you train here, but he was like, I'm very expensive. You can't afford it. And I'm just like, okay. And so every day I sat on the sideline and I'm watching like 4 or 5-year-olds doing moves I've never even seen in my life. Like throwing kids throwing kids through the air. Like, jump was crazy. So it's like, I sat there for like 2-3 weeks and just watching. And finally he reapproaches me and was like, hey, all my parents love you because like you sit on the sideline and you're not allowed to say nothing. You're not allowed to record. You're not allowed to do, because it's like top secret, like technique he teaching, like straight from Russia. So so it's like, after practice one day, he was like, all my parents love you. I can tell you're a good dude and you're my friend's best, like my coach's best friend. So he said, he was like, I know you can't afford it, but if you start coaching for me and you coach my camps, then I can train you because it's not for free. You're working for me. Yeah. So it's like, bro, that whole summer, every time he taught something, I'm like, after practice, I'm writing it down on my phone. Or I'm like, at the end of summer, and he even told me, he was like, write all of this down, like, don't forget it. So at the end of summer, I typed everything and I still got it in my email, like pages on pages. And like, because I seen that environment, that's what like pushed me to say, you know what, this is what I want to do. Like, this man had like 4 or 5 kids, And I went to his house, a beautiful house. And I'm just like, that's what he do for a living. He just coaches for a living. And I was like, I want to coach for a living. So that's part of, and like he giving back while he doing it. He putting kids in college. So it's just like, that's right up my alley. So I said, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right. That's what's up.
That's really dope. So do you feel like it's a goal of yours to put more of our people in that realm? Because I wrestled when I was younger, and it wasn't necessarily like, you know, it wasn't a lot of us doing it. It was very uncomfortable and very awkward, and the people that were excelling didn't look like us.
Yeah, that's right.
So it feels like someone like you who put themselves in all the right positions and around some of the best trainers to start your own. It seems like you just want to grab some of our own people and establish that.
Right. And honestly, like that's one of the biggest things that bothers me about the culture, because it's like, and you know, of course, if you go to bigger cities, it's going to be a bigger number of people that do it just because of population, regardless. Right. But it's like, if you go to Naples or if you go to Immokalee, it's a lot of, you know, Hispanic people doing it because that's the population. But it's like here, everybody just want to play football or play basketball. But it's like these same kids are getting in trouble for fighting in school all the time. They getting in trouble because they got problems at home and they don't know how to handle them.
Too aggressive.
Yeah, or emotional problems, or just, and it's just like, bro,
Come to wrestling.
Like, you like to fight? Like you like to fight? Okay, I got a legal way you can do it.
Right.
And we're going to see if you're really tough. Right. And you're going to be humble, and I bet you won't put your hands on nobody else.
Right.
But so it's like that, and at the same time, like, it's literally the first martial art. Like, wrestling is the first martial art. Like, jiu-jitsu, like, all of those, judo, everything came from wrestling. Yeah. So it's like, it's discipline. Once you learn how, like, because like you literally learning skills that you can pick somebody up and drop them and like seriously injure people. And it's just like, once you realize what you're capable of, like you have so much more self-control. So it's just like, I encourage like everybody in the culture to just wrestle. And like, even if like, you know, you're not dealing with anything, it's the mindset about it alone. It's literally the mindset. Like, that's what made me a better football player. Because it's like, in football, you know, everybody used to say, oh, you know, the football players, my teammates would always like joke and was like, man, we could lose by 21 and Jabari still is perfect. Coaches love Jabari. But it's like, we watch film and I'll be on the far side of the field and I'm making tackles on the far side. And it's just like, you can watch film and you can literally see people walking on the field, missing their assignment. And it's like, bro, you in a game. But it's like the mindset that I took from wrestling. Like, in football, you can easily say, you know what? Well, if the lineman next to me ain't doing his job, why should I do my job? Right. Or, you know what? The quarterback ain't throwing me the ball, so why should
I run my route properly?
You feel me? You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, the quarterback make you mad. Well, I'm not gonna block for him this play, and you let him right through.
Flatline his ass.
Yeah.
But it's like, in wrestling, at the end of the day, you the only person on that mat. So it's like, if you lose, you can't blame nobody. Yeah. Like, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't blame nobody but yourself. And like, you can literally pinpoint, okay, you know what? I didn't work hard in practice.
Right.
Okay, I wasn't eating well. That's why I felt bad. Okay, I need to work on these techniques. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, in football, you could have a perfect game. Like, sometimes I would have like legit near perfect games, score 2 times from defense, 16 tackles, like 2 forced fumbles, like in a game. But it's just like, I would give my heart and soul to my teammates, playing for every rep. Yeah. And it's just like, no matter what, I could play my hardest to the point where I'm in tears because I'm like, bro, y'all let me down. Yeah. Like, I gave my all. And it's like, I can't fix that. Like, I can't fix nobody else. So it's like, wrestling, like, even if you're not dealing with, you know, emotional struggle or like home life or environmental struggle, it's like, just the mindset alone, like, it holds you accountable to everything that you're gonna do in life, which is like, I mean, like, how many times, you know, I had like situations that came up to where I could have quit and said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna start, you know, hustling, I'm gonna start, you know, like my homeboy died. Okay, now I got revenge on everybody. Now I can start doing the same thing, and, you know, take my anger out on everybody else. But it's just like, it holds you accountable, and at the end of the day, can't nobody fix it but you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it teaches you that mindset, like hold yourself accountable, do what you got to do to succeed. And like that's why I want more people of our culture to wrestle.
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, if you can do that, like everything else is gonna be sweet. Like honestly.
No, I got into wrestling by the coach telling me, "Oh, well, you play D-line. You need to get your hands up there, make your hands faster."
Yeah.
And I went there like it was my senior year too, so I went joking, like I didn't take this shit serious at all. And then so I'm like, my first match I had to wrestle against some kids at where was it? Ida Baker. So it's like I'm looking at this big ass sloppy body kid. Like no, for real, like bro, like 6'2". I'm heavyweight, so just like 6'2", he's sloppy body. So the coach was just like, he was like, shoot him and get the pin. I'm like, nah, I'm playing with him. Bro. So I went there doing some crazy shit. That man grabbed my ass like this. That's okay. Let me get him out of here.
Yeah.
I had to get, they don't play. They don't fuck off that shit. No. But no, I lost 2 matches before I tore my ACL. But it was one to my teammate. And I used to kill him on the football. He was an old lineman. He was a tackle, so I used to kill him on the football field. So he couldn't wait to get me because he been wrestling all 4 years. He was selling me out all.
Yeah. Couldn't beat you in football, but it's a different story on the back.
But definitely been having me. I forgot what he had
me.
No, for real, bro. G Chill loves to tell you he had me in the fucking cradle. I swear to God. And I'm a heavyweight, bro. Heavyweight's not
like,
supposed to be put in the cradle,
your
bro.
Your knees touching your head.
Bro,
like you literally bend them in half. Yeah.
They had me in the cradle, man. Yo, dead ass, you laughing at dead ass for real.
Wiping that boy butt, man.
I've always seen those type of like matches,
Bro,
like just walk through some shit. And I see those, I'm like, that's not for me, bro.
Nah, but
I need my gun after that. Like, shit, one of them niggas, you gotta be sucking my own meat or something, man. You got nuts on your top of your forehead, bitch. No, none of that.
It's basically been wiping your ass right now.
Yeah.
I can say it's a very humbling sport. Definitely. And you literally have to be confident with yourself because like you're wearing tights.
Right. That's one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you know.
If you get a boner though.
Nah, you got to weigh in.
No, bro. It's so hard though.
If that happened while you're wrestling, like you don't need to be wrestling.
You definitely don't. Yeah, but you definitely got to weigh in.
Nah, but you know it's crazy. It's girls that wrestle too now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So in high school, it's girls. They might, if you like not heavyweight, but like lower weights, it's girls that might be on your ass. I done seen it, yeah. Fold your ass up.
I'm saying, so they still let guys, like males, wrestle females?
Yeah. We had a
It's
girl.
a weight class, bro.
Yeah, we had a girl on our team, and she was pretty good. She lost twice. One of them because her titty popped out. Yeah, she was too busy. She was too busy trying to put it away and do pinder.
Yep.
Damn.
Get your ass up
You
out
put
of
her
here.
in the cradle?
What?
I don't think so. I think he was just laying on top of her.
I think
he was just laying on top.
See, I'm not even gonna explain because they got the image, but I'm gonna fuck it. Look. Okay, so what?
I'm gonna try to swim the cradle.
I'm about to explain to you. So look,
what name but a boo?
Look, that's how he gonna bring this shit up for years.
Bill Cradle rocking your ass.
I would tell him, bro. So look, okay, in wrestling, when you get when the pin, both shoulder blades have to be touching, bro. So a bit had. Yeah, so to get a pin, both shoulder blades have to be touching. So a bit
touching what?
The mat.
Oh, I thought you were saying whole mat. I'm like, how do you?
No, but bro, that's how big you looking, bro. So look, bro, bitch. So bit like that.
Bigger shit have,
bitch.
man.
Like this, bitch. Up, shoulder blades down. Get your ass up out of here.
Yeah.
But that ain't the cradle though.
All right, so
explain the cradle move.
So you trying to understand what? You
trying to understand
what a cradle look like? Okay, so imagine. Like you go on the ground, all fours, hands and knees, right? Somebody put their arm around your head and they put their arm around your leg and they lock their hands. And then they drive you forward until you on your back. So like you literally in the egg on your back.
Yes.
So can you do that like in sex though?
Try it.
I'm gonna try that shit.
You ain't gonna be able to do it.
I think I'm long enough though.
No, you're not.
I think I'm long enough though.
Vine too long.
It's
hard to do it with somebody taller. That's what I'm telling you.
She ain't taller than me though. She is not, sir. She is not.
Like literally the same height. Same height though. Like literally the same height, bro.
Nah, but G-Shit, that's how big got me. The nigga arm was longer.
So you got a cradle.
Oh yeah, big got me, bro.
And but no arms though.
That's okay though.
You grab it there like this.
That's okay though. That's okay though, bitch. That's okay.
So you got a cradle.
Cause my
I'm good. I'm trying to figure this shit out.
It is what it is.
Man said he got Cradle, man. Man
You was
said he
bigger
got
back then, though.
No, I wasn't bigger back then.
Oh, you wasn't?
No, I
You
was
were bigger than this?
I was. I didn't have as much muscle, but I wasn't big. I was 230. So
Okay.
same
What you right
thing,
now?
224.
Yeah, but you more toned right now.
Yeah,
right?
I'm more toned. Yeah.
So back then you was like a little sloppy.
No, I wasn't. I was never slopping.
Okay.
Remember together though, but that big ass nigga grab your hair like this.
Yeah, no, definitely.
When
Bro.
you spin like the table.
Look, bitch, I got up mad as fuck. Bitch, said, "Coach, all you can do is wrestle again, because that's who your
facts.
partner is.
Yeah,
Look,
like,
it's only 2 heavyweights. That's who your partner is.
You had dreads back then?
Yeah, they were little.
Oh, they had little.
Studs.
Yeah, little stuff.
Credit jab with the studs.
Have you ever had to wrestle someone that was maybe like 20 or 30 pounds heavier than you just so you didn't have to forfeit and lose the match?
I don't think I had to wrestle up that much, but like, I mean, sometimes I used to go up a weight class for better competition. Like, yeah, like my senior year, my record was 50-2, and like, yeah, and like one of the one of the first matches of the season, it was this boy everybody was talking about, and his name, and he went to Baron Collier, and his name was Zack Swatz. Oh yeah. So it's like preseason rankings coming out. And back then, like, you know how it's like Facebook groups. So it's like this group, and they got, hundreds, probably a couple thousand, like wrestlers, parents, coaches, like anybody in there. Preseason rankings coming out, and everybody's like, he not in my weight class, but they thought he was gonna be.
Right.
And they ranked him above me. And then in the comments, everybody's saying, oh, he can beat Jabari, this and that. So, me, I'm just like, all right, well, we gonna see. So, we go to a tournament, I think it's in Miami. The tournament was in Miami, and they just happened to be there. And I told my coach, I'm like, hey, bump me up so I can wrestle him. I ended up losing by 1 point. I mean, I don't make excuses, but I mean, the facts is the facts. Like, the mat was up against the bleachers. But it's like, you got at least, I want to say at least like 4 feet, maybe 3 or 4 feet from the circle, from the edge of the mat. Right. So it's like, I hit my takedown, I take them down, I keep my feet in bounds. Because if you take somebody down and y'all fall out and your feet is in, just like in football, like, you're going to get them points.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like, that's what happened. And the ref says, no points, because he couldn't protect himself because the bleachers are right there. And I'm just like, what you mean? Like, we landed on the ground. He's in bounds, like his head, like his body's not on the bleachers. So they didn't give me the points. I ended up losing by 1 point.
Wow. So they shitted you.
Yeah.
What is was again?
It was in Miami.
It was in Miami?
Yeah.
Damn, they shitted on you.
Yeah.
Some colonizers.
So they wanted Zack to win.
I don't think of it like that. But at the end of the day, like, my coach said, that's why you never leave it up to the ref.
Right.
If you would have pinned him, it would have been over with.
Right.
So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But I ended up getting second in states that year. And I think he got like third or fourth. But like, I mean, he a good dude.
You still rank above him, in state, but
we was different weights. He ended up wrestling 170 and I was at 160. But like, I mean, they were saying he was better than me. And I was like, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I'm just like, coach, like, let me wrestle him. So I mean, I enjoyed it though. I mean,
A lot of Ric Flair in your swag.
All right, yeah, man.
So you have the one gym. What's your aspirations for the gym? Do you want multiple gyms? Do you want to take it nationwide? What do you want to do with it?
So at first, like I just wanted one gym at first, just because it's about exposure. Like you don't know things are possible until you see other people doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like a few people have mentioned it to me, and I said, yeah, like that would be nice to have multiple gyms, but you know, it's always been in the back of my head. But there's another local gym owner. He has a jiu-jitsu gym, and he like on his third gym, and I'm just like, well, if you can do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just like people don't think stuff is possible until you see it happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's like right now, I don't even own the gym right now. It's I'm just renting out the space. So like I want to work my way up to owning my own space, and then from there, then we can start thinking about expanding.
How long you been doing this?
I've been doing, officially, out of a gym, 2 years. At the current gym, I've been there 1 year. Before that, it was Youngquist Fitness. I was at Youngquist Fitness and started at 2000 2019 September. But as far as like coaching in general, I was doing that when I was in college.
Right,
Like, I would come home and
Right.
try to make some side money here and there.
How many kids you train now?
Right now we got, right now, bro, it's like, it's like on a good day, if all of them decide to show up, if all of them show up at the same time, we got 15 to 18 kids. And these is little kids.
Yeah.
But then with the high schoolers, right now I have about 6 consistent who show up every single day. But high schoolers, they got girlfriends.
Yeah.
They got other
they
gonna make excuses.
They out there
They doing something.
TikToking.
But like if all the high schoolers that I got decide to come on the same day, it'll probably be like 12. But I don't really care about numbers with the high schoolers because it's like
Kids that youth.
that. And then like the best ones are gonna come in. So it's like even like last season, I think I had 8 kids, like 8 or 9 kids in the gym. 8 of the 9 went to the state tournament. 5 of the 8 made it to the state finals. 1 of the 5 got a state championship.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so
good numbers for you.
yeah.
Up under you.
Yeah, and then like for the past 2 years, for the past 3 years, I sent at least 2 kids on scholarships. Well, I helped send 2 kids on scholarships
Every year.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the definition of changing lives, though, man.
Right.
I mean, bro.
Because like if it wasn't for my coaches and teachers and coaches, like I would have never been who I am or did anything that I wanted to do. So it's like the same lessons and principles that was taught to me. I just try to give it back to them. Like I don't even care if it got nothing to do with wrestling. I tell them like, bro, if you don't want to go to college, like you want to get a trade, let me know what you want to do.
Right.
Here's your options. I can make some connections. You want to become a welder? Okay, let me find you a trade school. Let me put you in contact with these people. So it's just like whatever you want to do. Like I'm just trying to help them, not become a product of society because like that's easy to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it almost happened to you, right?
too many times. But luckily, like, I had a best friend who pretty much told me, like, bro, don't do that. Like, I look up to you. Yeah, and I never, I just never jumped in the street. This is in college. That's why I said I had to get out of here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, I mean, I was close to it. Like, literally. My dog was about to front me. And I was, and like we all like hanging out in a circle, just chilling.
Yeah.
And like, how old am I? I'm like 20 at this time, 19, 20. And literally, he was like, okay, I got it in the car. I'm finna come back and get it. And, you know, it was like, this back in like 2015. This back in like 2015. So this back in...
twerk going, man.
So like 2015, and he was like, "Oh, I give you," and back, you know, inflation. So back then, he was like, "I give you an ounce for 90," and I'm just like,
we talking about weed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But what if, what if he gave you that, and then it'd be like somebody's run out on you, and then you put him in all the Russian moves in the city? They gotta be like this. What if you go to Cradle?
Put that boy in the Cradle.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to the car because like I think I left my wallet in my friend's car because like, bro, I was taking a bus. Like I was home. Like daddy got multiple cars and I can't use not one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it was tough, bro. Like it was tough.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I'm trying to save up, like, you know, save money at least to get a car because I'm like taking a bus to work. Right. So it's just like junk rough. And then like, you know, you got friends and stuff who, you know, they doing good. Right. So he was like, you know, I can help you out or whatever. So I said, okay. And then my homeboy sitting across from me was like, bro, don't do that. Like I look up to you. And like,
that was enough.
And this a grown man telling another grown man, like, bro, don't do that, bro. I always looked up to you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, like, what you mean? He was like, oh, you ain't praying hard enough. I'm like, bro, how you gonna tell me I ain't praying? And he was like, you ain't praying hard enough. I'm like, bro, like, you don't know how many times a day I pray. You know what I'm saying? He was like, so you gonna give up on God? So you gonna give up on God? Right. And I'm just like,
He got through to you though.
Yeah, I mean,
enough.
because like anything could have happened. I could have got in the system and never went back to school.
Yeah.
I could have like my whole life could have been changed. So like,
man, most of the time that's what happens, bro. Like in those situations, that's always what happens, bro. At
Right.
some point, you gonna fall in that system.
yeah. So I was pretty thankful that like I ended up like was strong enough not to. You know what I'm saying? But.
With your pops not let you hold in the car, you hold that against him to this day, or you forgive him?
Nah, cause look, you go screen record and send it to him.
No. He said no. I ain't gonna do that.
Nah, because I mean, like he taught me a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
And like, bro, like literally one day, like I just came back home, I landed a job, and the bus was like 75 cents,
Right.
like one way. So I'm like, I just need to get to work and get back. And you know, I had to wait a full cycle. Like not that first pay period, but you had to work a month.
Yeah.
Because like when you quit, then 2 weeks later they're gonna give you another check.
Right.
So he's like, you know, I'm asking him like, can I have like bus money? And like he literally was like, oh, when I was your age, I was, you know, when I was your age, I had cars, like I was on my own, I made it happen, and this and that. And in my mind, I was like, bro, you was selling dope, like what you mean?
Right.
Like, and like, bro, and literally that's what made me say, okay, you don't want to help me? Like I'm asking you for bus money, $5 a week. I'm just like, bro, you don't want to give me bus money? Say less.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like from that time on, like I don't blame him. I actually thank him.
Right.
Because it's like he taught me a valuable lesson. Like it don't matter if you family, it don't matter if it's your cousin, your brother.
You gotta rely on yourself.
You can't like it don't matter if somebody, it don't matter, bruh, if you grew up with this man and he got $100,000 in the bank
That's
and,
his money.
and you got $5. Like don't nobody owe you nothing.
Yeah.
Like don't nobody owe you nothing. So he taught me a valuable lesson. And like I don't blame him. I actually thank him because it's like still to this day, I don't depend on nobody for nothing. Like I could literally not have nothing. Like bro, I was homeless multiple times. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. I was working 2 jobs, living in my car because it's like, what I'm gonna tell you my problems for if you can't help
You
me.
ain't gonna help me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and I don't like wasting my breath.
Yeah.
And people, talk about your problems. It'll make you feel better.
Right.
What you mean? I'm gonna tell you my problems, and then you gonna say, "Dang,
Soaking
bro,
your sorrow.
dang, bro, like that's
Damn, you
tough.
fucked up, boy.
That's tough. Like, and then I'm gonna be mad after because you
You gonna
ain't
put him in the cradle.
But yeah, so like,
man.
yeah, like nobody don't owe you nothing. Like, you got to make it happen on your own.
Seen
So,
that shit like what Shaq say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
yeah, to
Not
his
you.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I'm
real.
rich. Y'all ain't rich.
That's
Who
real.
said that?
Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal?
He told his
Yeah,
kids
to his
that.
kids.
It's the truth though.
Yeah.
Like Shaq went out and he shot them free throws and he dunked
didn't
them
shoot no
balls.
damn free
He broke them hoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he ain't shoot no free throws.
He ain't shoot no free throws.
Look, he shot him just because he didn't make them. No, he shot him.
Yeah, he shot him.
You know what I
right?
mean?
He ain't hit them free throws.
Right.
Big ass hand like this.
He did it one hand.
All that.
Like, he was like really shooting them.
Focus.
Fucking Shaq Diesel.
Man, shooting them. Let me hit them threes now on right now. At 60, splash Shaq with threes. Shaq. At Shaq by 6, I seen him hit threes, bro. Bro, I just seen Shaq hit threes on Facebook, bro.
I gotta pull that shit up.
Man, hit him.
You gotta show me.
Bro.
I mean,
That was up, though, bro. That's a tough road.
Not right now, bro. Not right now.
Shaq hit threes though, for real.
Definitely congratulations though, cause that seemed like a tough road.
Seriously.
They gonna name a street after you now.
Listen, I ain't even gonna lie. I put that on Facebook probably like a year ago. I was like, I want a street named after me.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, cause why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
You feel
doing
me?
it.
Yeah.
And you right here doing this shit.
Exactly.
All I
Exactly.
do is take
So
somebody to go down to the city and tell them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna just keep trying to make a difference, and hopefully one day. I mean, like,
Iron Road,
I mean, I
yeah.
ain't trying to like have it, once I pass away.
Right now,
But like,
yeah.
but I mean, Sammy Watkins and all them.
But imagine
like,
that though, Iron Avenue though, or
You
Iron
feel me?
Road though.
You feel me?
Iron
Though.
Circle.
Yeah, some.
Iron
I don't care
Court.
if it's in the hood. That's even better.
Yeah, they were like
Put it in the hood.
Definitely better, man.
Yeah, Iron's Court.
Irons Court.
Iron's Court. And put,
glad
Yeah.
We gonna be creating them. Hey, me and creating them bitch on the
cousin shit.
Me and creating them bitch on the corner.
Big ass statue in frame.
Like a big ass nigga though, like that'd be dope as fuck though, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
All right, man. You got anything you want to tell the kids or tell people that are in your position trying to start a business?
So I'm gonna start off by saying, if you don't want to come to Cape where I'm at, we in the Del Prado Mall. It's 1404 Del Prado Boulevard. The gym is called Cali Style MMA. If you want to try out wrestling, but you say, you know what, I don't want to drive to the Cape, Dunbar High School started a youth wrestling club. It is free. So if you saying I can't afford to pay for this, Iron's prices. I mean, I ain't gonna throw no shade, but you paying for your kid to do travel football. You paying for tape every week. That's $20, $30 to get tape and spat it up.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna throw no shade that way.
Definitely $20, $30 for that splat.
You know what I'm saying? Shields and visors and back flaps.
It definitely is.
You know what I'm saying? Concessions.
The mouth guards.
Oh yeah,
All that.
$20 a piece.
All that.
With the bangs.
It ain't even no regular ones no more. Everything, everything pacified
My
now.
son
But
had
ain't
all
no
that.
regular ones no
Yeah.
more.
Kids afraid to get some dirt on their lips. We used to eat dirt.
Real
Mud
deal.
pies.
Real deal.
This stupid.
but yeah, like if you say you don't want to go to Cape, or maybe I don't got the funds to pay for it, go to the Dunbar community, Dunbar High School. It's free. Like right now they got about 20, 21, 22 kids. I talked to the coach, it's Isaac Church. I don't know if y'all know him.
No, I know.
But yeah, he's the coach. He's the coordinator. So I mean, try it out. Like I just want everybody to try it out.
How do you spell
give
that?
it a try.
Though? The Cali style thing. How you spell it?
CALI.
Okay.
Cali and then style.
Okay.
MMA.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's in Cape, and that's where we're located.
And where they can find you at?
Where they
As far
find
as
me?
like,
Like social media?
yeah.
At Irons Elite Wrestling. You can Google me. I got a Google
You on
page.
Google?
I got a Google page.
Better Google me.
Listen,
Can I leave a review?
leave a review.
Oh, I'm gonna give you 5 stars.
Do it.
Like y'all, he told me I do the cradle.
You ain't credit nobody, bro.
Cradle big
Ain't nobody.
I cradle a midget, bitch.
Definitely get a message.
Them motherfuckers like
Hit
heavy
him,
though.
boy. I got money on me, boy.
But them boy about 4 feet
A midget gonna shoot his ass. He ain't gonna know what to do. He's gonna be all on his ankles.
Why you want the gun violence?
No, he to my wrestling.
But you about
He to my wrestling.
It's a wrestling like go shoot at him.
Put it out in the cradle.
Man, I remember fighting midget one time, right? I was taking this nigga ass up. Bro, I was in an unfortunate situation, right? But everybody around me saying, oh no, boy, that little nigga banging. Man, the nigga about this big, oh. I'm like, man, I'm this nigga ass a couple times. Bro, man.
Where you from?
Man, ain't from Michael Lee, bro.
Oh, Mark Lee.
Everybody saying like he like a legendary midget, like he bumping, like, and he got like that little. You told me about it.
I told
He got a
you.
little size to him. I'm gonna pop that nigga ass, comes down, boop, beep, get out of there on his ass.
I said the same thing. Bill gonna grab your legs,
Yo,
or
hey.
climb up your body and go to whapping your ass.
Like climbing up like this though. He gonna grab the shirt right here, the shoulder, like climbing up my ass
One
though.
by one. All right, but go ahead, finish
I
your
ain't gonna
social
beat up by
media
no
though.
midget.
Oh yeah, at Irons Elite Wrestling.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google. So like TikTok too. I recently made a TikTok. I don't even like social media, but I mean,
Yeah.
anything.
It's
It helps the
necessary.
business though.
Exactly.
It's all about marketing. Right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
necessary
exactly.
evil.
Like you got
Yeah.
to. You got to.
What's up? Necessary evil.
Necessary evil.
And you asked me advice for people just trying to start a business.
Yeah.
I mean, like my advice is, it ain't no excuses. Like you got the internet. Like people on TikTok teaching you how to start a business in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like everybody around you got a business today. Like YouTube, social media, TikTok. You can Google. Like you'll Google how to make some chicken real fast.
Yeah.
But you feel me?
Yeah.
But
not be Googling
you
that.
feel me? Like there's literally no excuses. It's no excuses.
Right.
Like you have the world at your fingertips. So if you don't, and like with me, I ask anybody. Like if I want to find something out, like bruh, still to this day, like I'm involved. I got a few stocks here and there. So like if I be sitting somewhere and I say, hey, you know anything about stocks? And they'll say, oh yeah, and then I start talking, and that's how I learn. So it's like even before like, you know, I had access to all, like, you know, the big social media. Before I was using social media for like what it can really be used for as far as networking.
Yeah.
Like I would ask anybody that I seen. If I'm trying to do something and I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna ask you. I don't care if I'm trying to change my radio on my car. I'm gonna say, hey, you know anything about cars? Like, so it's just about asking
Questions.
Yeah,
Right.
just having the right conversation at the right time. Yeah. So if you can't do something, it's because you don't want to do it and you're making excuses. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Wise words from a wise man.
Yeah.
How you gonna end it, D?
All right.
It's not a baby D.
That's not a baby though.
We ain't got no dessert.
Nah, we don't. We'll just end it then. We just gonna do it straight up.
No more water.
You gonna do a straight up interview with Barry?
All right, man. Well, it's your boy D. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter. It's not_baby D. You can follow the Black Buffet at the Black Buffet Podcast.com. The Black Buffet Podcast on Instagram. The Black Buffet on Twitter.
Fuck,
The
bro.
Black Buffet Podcast on TikTok. Fuck with your boy.
Man.
What I told you, Drew, record the last one and just put it at the end.
Hey, that bitch get longer and longer though. Like as he go,
This was more precise.
More precise. You got
Hickey Bowl, man. Hickey Bowl on all
What's
platforms.
the one site you told me? Ziggler?
Stitcher.
Stitcher. Yeah, Stitcher.
Whoa. That bitch
Yeah,
got
you can
long.
follow your boy Salt239, all platforms. Know what I'm talking about?
Man, Fat Daddy Express on all platforms.
If that midget listening to me.
239.
Bump you right now, midget. Where you at? If you that midget out there listening right now, I beat you up right now.
Appreciate y'all boys, man.
Station.